Well, now that we have a babysitter,
Wasn't that exciting?
although we share it with a friend of ours, now
Yeah.
we hate them.
Our dog groomer. And they taunt us like, oh, I hope you don't need Naomi tonight.
Right.
She's with us.
Ah, great.
So evil.
Yeah. And your dog now looks like a poodle. What?
Oh, welcome, by the way, to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. Happy Monday.
We got a chance to go up to Heber yesterday. First, on Saturday, our first Christmas party.
This season, we now have a babysitter so we can actually go to
So
them.
we went with our friends, and they're really normal. But we went to...
Snake Creek Grill in Heber. If you
really
haven't
good.
been there before, I mean, I knew it had dynamite ratings, but this place is so good.
Really good.
It was really incredible.
So anyway, so the first Christmas party felt kind of cool to like begin the season.
It was a onesie party. Everyone had epic onesies.
You're going to have to explain all this.
Chandra,
now.
everybody has onesies. No, but everyone just had epic onesies. Chandra, for instance, had some that had a unicorn's. No, it was Pegasus. Yeah, little gold wings. It was so endearing.
Well, these are adults.
Well, intellectually, none of us really fall into that category.
This is true. But they are everywhere. Walmart's got name it unicorn. Yeah,
There were some excellent ones. There's an Eeyore themed onesie. Did you see that one?
Yes,
It was
I did.
endearing.
The onesies I wore when I lived in Maine was like the old school red flap. Not as.
And you wonder why you didn't get many dates when you lived in Maine. Just thinking that one.
So you got a message.
Oh, Jackie Pettis. Jackie, hi, sweetheart. She asked
Hi,
for
Jackie.
the recipe that I posted last year for white chocolate peppermint popcorn. This stuff is really easy to make. It's wonderfully delicious, and Zoe and I are consumed with our filthy lust of all things peppermint.
Well,
so if you are
let's
too, there
show
you
'em.
go. All right, Zoe, what are we making today? White
chocolate peppermint
popcorn. White chocolate peppermint popcorn. However, it does have the Hershey's Peppermint Kisses in it, so you're right. It also has candy canes and then 2 cups of white chocolate, right? Now we also have this is an interesting thing. You were asking, why would you use salt? Because you want it to be sweet, right?
Well, salt isn't sweet.
Well, salt actually makes things sweeter because it causes like a contrast. And because we're using popcorn, you want just a little bit of salt.
How do you expect me to know what contrast is?
You know, that's actually a really good point. It's because something is so salty that it makes something sweeter by comparison. Now what we're doing,
Salty water?
the first thing we have to do, water isn't sweet.
Oh.
First thing we have to do is to crush the candy canes. Now I have a feeling this is something you are going to be super good at. So this is about, I think it's 10 candy canes. And so you're going to crush those
No,
now.
it's not.
Just crush them. Go ahead.
Which way?
Any way that makes you happiest. That's fine. Be savage. Go. Go.
Oh my gosh,
Do it.
Dad.
You know you're liking it. Come on, get out your aggression. Do it. Do it. Do it.
That's-
Faster. Oh, I'm going to go get some aspirin while you finish this. All right, we're back. Now, I know that there's less painful ways to actually crush candy canes. I could have just used the food processor, but Zoe so enjoys using the rolling pin, and what more fun than to have a child put you into a migraine by smashing things repeatedly with a hammer or a rolling pin. So, you know, it really is the entertainment portion for the kids. So this is what we have here, roughly crushed candy canes. Now, once again, that's 12 candy canes, 10 to 12. And then I have coarsely chopped the peppermint kisses. Now, I personally feel that it has to be peppermint kisses. I'm sure some people would prefer other things, but let's be honest here. There's nothing better than a Hershey's Peppermint Kiss. Zoe and I have both developed an addiction to these things that's not natural. So I'm trying to at least incorporate it into a recipe so we don't look like complete freaks when we do it. Now, here's the real problem though. You cannot use your standard bag of popped microwave popcorn for this recipe. It has to be without any oil, grease, butter, and it has to be without salt. So
How did your mom do it?
that means there's something puzzling. It means I had to go buy this strange and alien object, unpopped popcorn in a regular bag. Now here's the really sad part. My mom had an automatic corn popper, and I do remember that. I think it's probably like dissolved by now from age. So I literally, I'm trying to remember how you do this. Did you shook the pan? Was it regular corn oil?
Bring in the old guy. I'm here to help.
Thank you.
Follow me. All right, first oil. Just enough to cover the bottom. Vegetable oil.
Okay, why vegetable oil? Couldn't use coconut oil in this?
Coconut oil, first of all, isn't good for you. Number two, it only cooks at low temperatures.
It
Now
is
we're
a
gonna wait.
saturated fat. Oh, I didn't know that about coconut oil. I thought it cooked at high temperatures.
That's
That was
great
its point.
moisturizer.
Yes, it is. Now, why are you only putting in 2?
To see when it's ready to go.
See, I have literally forgotten how to do this. I used
This
to
is
be.
a great part. When they go, they put grease on your hot burning grease on you every single time.
It's like bacon, but more
is.
uncomfortable.
As long as you have clothes on. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait. Now we're looking for 8 cups. You said 8 cups, right?
8 cups of popped popcorn.
Okay.
It's very funny. I tried to explain this to Zoe, and she looked at me as if I had gone mad, which really,
Measuring popcorn by the cup is ridiculous.
it really is next to impossible. So we're all going to eyeball this.
Because everybody knows it's by the bucket.
Well, let's be honest. If you were expecting accuracy, it's not like you would have come to
Wrong
us
show.
anyway, right? So those are cups of popped popcorn, not unpopped popcorn.
Right.
You're remembering that, right?
Okay, there
Here
we
we go. Yeah, nice.
So here's the measurer.
Okay.
Get rid of that. Cover the bottom. Like that.
Okay.
All right. Put a lid on rather rapidly.
That
like
probably would be
this.
super helpful, yeah.
Yes. And now, you're going to actually be picking this up and shaking it, holding the lid down.
Why are we picking it up?
Here, I'll show them over here.
Okay.
Like this, and you'll be shaking it. And that way they don't sit on the bottom and burn.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay.
All right, so I have it medium heat. Mm-hmm. And now we wait.
What do we wait for?
This is an uncomfortable pause.
You know, on radio, this was like the death. You could never have more than a half of a second of silence, and so it was just the worst thing
I
ever.
haven't had a second of silence being around you for years.
You love my bright and hummingbird-like personality.
We came back from a party last night. We drove from Midway.
Okay, everybody does this.
We're starting to pop.
No, everybody does the party post-mortem where all the way home you talk about the party and who was there.
I'm not making.
And what everybody said. No, but what everybody said and what did people say to you? Because I wasn't there.
Here, put the. Look at it. Look. See, it's popping.
Nice.
So just let it go. We let it go. We let it go.
Don't you want to shake it a little bit?
Not yet.
Okay.
Like you don't even remember this.
Well, you said before you were shaking it so it wouldn't burn. I guess I was just. That's very exciting. It's been so long since I've actually
once
seen this
again,
happen.
Shaking. Putting it back.
Are we just sitting here again?
I remember inventing the wheel. Back when we made popcorn this way. The wheel and fire. Oh, boy, that was a good night.
You want to do a jump cut to the next scene now?
No, I'm going to stay with us. Okay.
Not that this isn't as exciting as watching water boil,
All right.
because it is.
Go away.
Okay, so here's the next step. While my husband is finishing up the popcorn, I need to melt the white chocolate that's going to go over the popcorn. Now, there's a special trick to this. Everyone always tells you the big fancy, oh, use a double boiler, and it all involved effort. So instead, I actually asked a really good chef friend of mine who's a pastry chef, and he said, no, throw it in the microwave, let it run for 30 seconds, take it out, stir it, put it back in for 30 seconds, take it out, stir it. Do that till it's smooth and it's in the liquid form that you like. So here goes 30 seconds. Okay, so here we go. This is very exciting. Todd actually popped the popcorn for me. It all came back to me as he was doing it, but it's amazing how much I've come to rely on our microwave, which is, of course, how I got the glorious white chocolate all nicely melted. Now, the next step is this. You want to have 1 tablespoon of coarse salt. Now, logically, you would say, oh, you're just going to sprinkle it on the popcorn, right? Actually, you don't get a complete coating that way. So what I'm going to do is pour it into the white chocolate and just stir thoroughly so there's no weird salt chunks. I used to call those little creepy salt islands. And then you start pouring. Okay. Now, I use my favorite baking spatula for this that still has a bite mark from when Zoe was little. She was very enthusiastic about eating her chocolate back then, whatever liquid form it might come in. Okay, once that you've got that in as best as you can, we're going to start mixing. Now, the best way to do this is actually with 2 things, so let's get the wooden spoon back in. The big thing here is you just don't want to do it too over enthusiastically or you crush the popcorn and then it looks icky. And the whole point of making a dessert is that it's supposed to look pretty, right? Stirring through, making sure it's all coated. Now, next step, while this is still warm, I'm going to throw in the roughly crushed Hershey's Chocolate Kisses, because once again, the point is, if this is a peppermint dessert, it should be super duper pepperminty, right? And also that involves more white chocolate, so there's really no reason to complain. And then the final step, this was Zoe's brutally crushed candy cakes. Man.
So this is a health food.
Oh, for sure, super low in everything. Actually, see, I'm trying to think. Peppermint aids in digestion. It's very good for that. And you're also getting a lot of, no, you're getting roughage-ish. No, you're getting a lot of fiber from the popcorn, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. See?
There you go.
Not so bad. Okay, it is thoroughly mixed. So the next step, of course, will be the grand unveiling into a pretty bowl and watching my daughter eat it.
I'm getting a bowl.
Okay, honey. We're back. This is the White Chocolate Peppermint Popcorn, and this is, of course, the most exciting part, the finished product. Now, what were you saying about the kitchen smelling weird?
The popcorn kind of seems a little weird.
That's because Daddy used the archaic version where you actually have to put it into a pot and cook it over the stove.
Eat the corn.
All right, you ready? Okay, so you grab it, and the nice thing about the white chocolate is it actually keeps it from hardening into this hideous rock-like consistency. Do you want to grab some?
It looks creepy.
Okay, you don't have to eat, Cub. I'll finish it up.
I'll eat one small piece.
That's freaking delicious.
Worst combination I've ever tasted.
Get out of my house.
Excuse me.
You're no longer my daughter.
No, it's not that
I don't know
good.
who you are anymore. For everyone else, you're going to love the white chocolate peppermint popcorn. Thank you. Oh, it's mine now. You don't get it. It's the Todd and Erin Shop Locally holiday list. Please shop locally this holiday season and support your local businesses. Like Clarissa Lewis with Perfectly Posh. Glorious, cruelty-free body and skincare products made here in the USA. Get a 50% off coupon for your next order when you spend $50 or more. Mrs. Lewis and JazzyJ.com. Or Pure Romance by Brenda Winters. Make this your hottest holiday ever with wonderful goodies to spice up your love life and make it easy on yourself. Brenda can put together the perfect package for you. Go to pureromance.com/Brenda Winters. And by Utah DIY Wedding, where you can put together a complete wedding decor rental for only $395. Choose from rustic, vintage, elegant, and boho with hundreds of pieces, furniture, and backdrops. Go to UtahDIYWedding.com. And Rogliano's Italian dressing, marinade based and more. Aside from being ridiculously tasty, this stuff acts as a marinade, part of your crock-pot meal. Ribs, pasta, salads, pork, sandwiches, and shrimp. Find Rogliano's at your local grocery store or online at roglianos.com. You can find all of our Shop Locally legends online at the Todd and Erin dailystream.com.
Day after day, it's another story about a porch pirate.
You know, you probably know this already, but we are number 2 in the nation for door-to-door theft, and it just really ticks me off. And we have a little neighborhood, website that we keep track of each other and take pictures of people, and they all have nicer cars than we do.
Dirty rotten
You know why?
sons
Because
of
you've been stealing all of our packages and reselling them.
And that's where they go, eBay.
Apparently,
And they say
so.
most of them go for drugs.
That is really, really sad.
Well, yeah, it's just because you buy this gift, you go online, you think, oh, my mom's going to love this. This goes there, and then next thing you know, pirate takes it.
It really does seem wrong. By the way, if you happen, like a lot of places like Amazon.com, they do insure it. So if you show that you filed a report and then you go back to it, they'll refund the money or send you a new one, which is kind of amazing. But
Which is really amazing.
Really amazing. This one is weirder. There was this nice little neighborhood in Sandy. You know how there's some like cul-de-sacs and areas where everyone kind of like decorates together and you have like a theme and everyone's kind of into it. Well, they woke up one morning and all 5 of them had all of their outdoor decorations stripped down.
Get out of here.
Everything gone. And since one of them had one of those porch cameras, because they'd been ripped off before, there were some nice clear shots of whoever it was taking down their stuff. He hadn't even bothered to.
Whoa. Because there's teenagers going out and cutting lines, cutting wires. But you said he was...
No, he was like stealing all the decorations.
Like taking them.
Yeah, like the garlands and like maybe oversized ornaments.
Not hurting them.
Yeah, just taking them all.
removing them.
Yeah, this
Okay,
wasn't
all right.
vandalism, this was
All right,
theft.
all right.
So they were ticked off, and so they contacted the Sandy City Police, and they all put out things on Facebook. Does anyone know this guy? Because this is so irritating.
Which usually it's a shot like this.
Well, they did identify the man as Adam
Did they?
Finch, who's 45 years old.
Does he live close? How do they
They
know?
arrested him on the suspicion of theft. It was Brighton View Drive in Sandy, and he lives close by. And when they went into his house, he had all of their decorations. It's
What?
funny, one of the neighbors said he was very anal about it because they were all ordered by which house he'd stolen them from. So I got all my stuff right back. Well, here's why he'd been so careful about the
What?
decorations. He lives with his mom, who apparently had said, I want to have a Christmas party, but we don't have any decorations.
Oh.
Go get me some decorations.
They
So
do.
Adam, thinking something, simply went out and stole everybody else's decorations so that his mom
Whee!
could decorate the house for a Christmas
there you go.
party. And the fun thing is that one of the neighbors went, oh, well, we didn't get invited to his party, but we're going to party now that all of our stuff is back.
It's horrible.
You stripped down everyone's houses so you could decorate yours for Christmas.
I will say this. I
Seems vaguely counterintuitive to the spirit of the season.
do enjoy the hijinks of young people. When reindeer were really popular, you know, the big lit up reindeer, they were like almost full size in the front of people's lawns and stuff.
Yeah.
There was just a certain
Je ne sais quoi.
about the deer in different stages of love.
Moving on.
No gifts.
Moving on.
No gifts.
I really like this movement.
No gifts.
For a while now, our extended
None.
family has taken whatever money we might have used on each other,
Right.
and we've gone in and like a project. We've
Sure.
bought goats for villages, and we've done a micro loan
Right.
for this amazing
Not
program.
against their will. They knew they were looking for
They
goats.
were getting goats. I mean,
Right.
that had been a request.
But this is different. This is different because, first of all, we have a large family, all of yours, and some of mine, and you all have to decide this at the same time.
Precisely.
You can't say, okay, this year we're going to donate stuff, and we're going to
we're
not
tapping
gonna-
out, so-
we're going to have a dinner, you know, once a month at somebody else's place, and dinners can be expensive, putting them on and stuff, but that's your present to 20 people, and it's all cool, except for that one screwball who all of a sudden shows up with all these packages.
Oh, I just couldn't help myself. Everything was on
Next thing
sale.
you know, you have a new blow dryer and an anvil. And it just seems wrong. So you have to do this right. But here's the thing. We talked to someone last night, the other night at the party, and they were going to go to New York. And they have 6 kids. And so what they did is they put a big suitcase and they wrapped up the suitcase with a ribbon.
Such a good idea.
And then they opened it up and they showed all the different, you know,
So even the littlest kids had something to open, but they
Right.
understood,
right.
like, oh, this is a great gift.
And what they were going to do, and they left it in the living room until they went in the spring, which I thought was great.
See, this is the thing where I get caught up because, especially with Zoe, she's only 7. She wants presents to open. But I would always rather give an experience gift.
Right.
Where we're going we're doing somewhere. Like my mom gives us gift cards to, like, Red Butte Gardens and the zoo. That's an experience. Or we go, on a trip. That's something that I think that your kids remember. But there's only so many times you use the fingerling toy before it's,
gotta tell
shoved
ya.
back into her toy box and we
it's
never see it again.
It's that one toy that's like, they push every year, and it's like, every kid has to have one, and it's $100.
Remember the Baby Alive?
It's on the roof.
And then the hideous unicorn one.
Wait,
What
was
was
the
that?
is it-
Magic Star?
Yeah.
Star Lily.
Is the baby
140.
alive the one that eats and poops?
Yeah, and then we couldn't get, and I spent Christmas night trying to clean the poop out of the doll.
She's
Going,
got
where did I go
The
wrong?
naked baby doll upside down with a butter knife
And it's
in
like
her
the
hand,
fake
and
whatever
she's-
Play-Doh stuff, and I was
she's
just questioning
just-
my life's choices. Just,
took the feeling out of Christmas for me.
I can only imagine.
So anyway, no presents. It's just a thought. They said the first couple of years it was a little weird. It was a little weird. But
Do
then,
they do something instead?
well, like I said, as soon as they started having the family dinners and stuff, like how many are we having for Christmas? Because Jill and Jared jumped in.
I know, I'm so excited.
Give me a rough estimate.
25 to 35.
Okay, so I'll be cooking for 25, 35 people. Everyone loves pizza. So that's when they started going, oh, I get it. This is our gift. right?
And that's a beautiful gift. It's a lot more work than just going online and
It
buying
is.
something off Amazon.com.
It is. One of the weird things that's going on in Salt Lake, in Utah, coming up at the end of December.
It's December 30th, actually. December 30th, this is a new law that goes into action. I don't know if you heard about it. It had a lot of opposition from the Restaurants Association here in Utah, and surprisingly, the gun lobby, because their fear was not that someone would be caught driving drunk, but that if they had a gun with them, it would be a double fine.
It's a weapons violation.
Because they wanted to say, well, you should be able to drive drunk with a gun.
Okay,
or
so the point
something.
is,
But
.08
is
was
now
the
down
blood
to-
level. Now, no one wants drunk driving.
No.
I totally understand.
No.
But they've lowered it to .05, which is the lowest in the country.
Well, interestingly, we already had the lowest amount of deaths due to DUI.
Right.
But even one is awful. And it's interesting that-
did you know that a huge percentage of accidents caused by DUI were done by people who were serial offenders?
Repeat offenders.
Right.
So they just apparently didn't learn the first 20, 30 times.
But it's so serious. So we understand that.
But it was interesting because it was like the perfect timing, though, that we were given the gift at a party last night, Ron and Charles, of little tiny breathalyzers. They're really handy. They look like a remote, and you breathe into it, and it
And you can
pops it
pick
out
it.
for
We
you.
bought these on Wish from China, but bars are starting to offer them and stuff to make sure that you're going to fall into the range where you're going to be safe to drive. It's so funny because some of the people at the party weren't drinking, so we're having them like
drinking mouthwash just out of
mouthwash.
curiosity. Like, what does that do?
And it showed up, and these are not scientific machines.
But their
These
breath
are
was
made
minty
in
fresh.
made in China, and so they're kind of.
You wanted just a neighborhood.
But it was really funny. It was just so anyway. So that goes on December 30th, and I'm not. But if you're a really tiny person, a little tiny person,
Remember Joni?
Joni, our friend Joni, she
love
was
her
like
so
she was
much.
like this tall.
Like a buttercup
She
of a
had
thing.
she had a shot of tequila. I had to carry her out of the place because
But
she's
she
so
was a
little.
tiny buttercup of, it's
But
like you
anyway.
just don't know how it's going to impact you. So
there you go. So you know what?
Good warning.
Uber.
Uber's always good.
Uber-tastic. Lyft-tastic.
Yeah, there's a lot that are offering like free rides this year, or they're going to be doing. I know some of the police precincts, which I thought was hysterical.
Provo.
Was it Provo or Orem who did it last year? And they had they painted the big party bus kind of style. It was awesome.
The paddy wagon, they called it.
Yeah, and just
Free rides.
Took you home.
And that'll be for New Year's, obviously. So I want to end with a story.
tell me.
And it is really a tell me something good if you think about it.
Okay, we'll go with that. Sure.
All right. So
Tell
first
me
of all,
something good, by the way, brought to you by PC Laptops. PC Laptops, if you're looking for a holiday gift, lifetime service and labor and parts all together, and they start as low as $7.99.
England has a problem with naming towns.
Which one is this?
Nottinghamshire. Now, it
You
could
want
be
to add an extra bit on the
it
back
could be
of it.
Hampshire. It could be Nottingshire. It could be Shire. It could. Okay, my point made. So anyway, the family was away, and two burglars, they think, busted into their windows, and they went through the house, and they rifled through the house, and things are flying, and they're going through drawers, and they got a couple laptops, and they got some cash, they
So
got
those
some
would
jewelry.
actually be burglars then.
Yeah, that's what did I call
You said
them?
burglars, we think.
Oh, I didn't
that
know
would
if it was
pretty
two
much-
or one. That's why I
I
was.
see. Anyway, continue on.
So the family came home and said, we're coming home, and unlocked the door and step in there, and there is a crunch.
Oh, can you imagine just how your
And
heart
they're
would sink?
they're
Like,
like,
no.
there's a crunch. Oh, and they ran into the house and they started looking around. They noticed everything had been turned over. Crunch again under their foot. And they go, okay, but run upstairs. And the drawers had gone through, and they came back to crunch. And then the mom was walking into the kitchen, crunch, and all of a sudden noticed
You
water.
just feel so
water
devastated.
Water on the floor. Water on the floor. She's
Oh,
like,
crap.
what the?
Okay.
And the girl, she's like 12, comes in and goes, where's the fishbowl?
Oh,
Where?
are you sure this is a tell me something good?
Sort of. They don't get any of their crap back, but Freddie was gone.
They're goldfish?
They're goldfish. And so like, oh no, and the mom grabbed the 12-year-old. It's like, okay, we can replace the other stuff. The insurance will take care of that, but Freddie's. And mom said, okay, I need a glass of water. Crunch. still on the glass of the fishbowl. Walks over and gets a glass, walks over to the sink and looks in. And there's Freddie swimming around in 12 inches of water.
They'd stop her to the sink up and they'd put in water for Freddie.
They had a heart. Freddie's, so you imagine they bumped into it, it smashes on the floor, someone scoops it up, someone runs over and stops the sink up and puts the water on.
At least you had some common decency.
And
At least you were complete animals.
And saves the fish's life.
We stole all your stuff, but the fish is fine.
Tell you something good, can't replace the fish.
You know, this is true. That's a tell me something good.
There you go.
It's weird, but yeah, I can't.
All right, well, hope your Monday goes well. We're hoping for snow. We need snow for Christmas anyway.
And by the way, please remember to shop locally. We have a wonderful list of local businesses, and these are all amazing businesswomen who have been working really hard this season. They all have great prices. You can find them all at the Todd and Erin DailyStream.com. Shop locally. Also, if you'd like to and maybe make a comment today on the show, that enters you for dinner for 4 at Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. Also, we have other pages if you'd like to like those. Mistletoe Mania, which is all Christmas stuff. Tell Me Something Good.
We have nothing else to do.
And The Beautiful Dark.
If you'd like us to come over to your house and do the show in your living room for your family. Do a little laundry
at the same time.
We can do that. I'll cook you dinner. So anyway, thanks for watching the show. We'll see you tomorrow on the Todd and Erin Daily Stream.
Enjoy the popcorn. It's delicious.
I'm not sure what kind of onesie I would wear.
I think the unicorn one was perfect for you. And it had a tail and everything.
It had little wings.
I know, it was so endearing. You would have been so cute in that.
The bear one was cute too. But anyway.
Seems cliched. There's so many beautiful onesies out there now.
We did wear kilts to dinner though.
That was awesome.
That's right. Nothing better than a Western style restaurant and 5 guys going in wearing kilts. That's why I go together. You guys have a good time. I gotta go.